going to resonate. So, it's they're going to work like clockwork in their head, and they're going to absolutely see the organization becomes so much better. All right. They know that these are the points that they have to touch. There are several other things that we do for story writing, but I don't want to get into that because this is not just for writing. Okay. Yeah. We are now moving towards paragraph writing. Now I'm going to zip through this because a lot of this we already know. This technique is called follow the lead. Okay. Now, for example, paragraph writing for a person, about a person. So how would you go about it? I would recommend follow the lead, which is heavy scaffolding. Who is the person? What is the person known for? What do they look like? How would you describe their personality? Admire, interests do they have? What would you do if you met them? What is your personal impression of them? Very simple. Don't think that class 10, 9 or 8 kids are too grown up for this. It is not just about ideation, it is about organization as well. So they're simply making notes. They're simply making notes, okay? You could do this individually. And, they could sort of, exchange with their partner to see. The teacher could probably say, would you like to read out what your partner has to say? No drafting, no full sentences, nothing. Okay. Similarly, for the middle school students, when they have to describe a particular creature or a being, what is the name of your animal? What does it look like? Where is it found? Habits, what does it eat? Is it friendly or dangerous? How can we say so? How does it communicate? What are the dangers to it? What should we do for it? Look at that. Even if a class 8 child were to answer, so even a class 5 child can answer this. The complexity of language increases as we, but look at the follow the lead scaffolding that we are doing. We are helping the child think about those things and organize those things. Right? So it works very well. And it's not just this. We have paragraph writing for description of a place. Students often get stumped what to write. So they end up mugging it. Again, follow the lead. Where? Okay. Always the question, because they are tuned to give answers. What? Okay. Why? As in, why would you like to go to that place, etc. Okay. Why do people like to go to that place? Or why is that place famous? Okay. Again, organization. And remember, currently with the rationalized syllabus, it's about 100 to 120 words, So you don't need much. Even if it goes up to 150 words, even then this is fabulous. Okay. Yeah. Very popular. Again, this is a description of an event. Look, in my experience, it works very well when you ask them questions, because they just keep noting those things. They can just note them over here itself, and they'll be very happy with it because they're discussing, and you tell them, you decide the event. You decide the place. I am not giving it to you, because you just want to see how they collate their ideas. Are they following a logical sequence? The drafting comes later. That's when you will get in with the formats, this, that. But why, burden them in the very beginning? The pre-stages are creative stages. Okay. So that's how it goes. There is something called role play writing. I spent a lot of time doing writing because, it's important given our exam kind of a setup. Informal letters and emails. Now, this is role play writing. Okay. So, for example, you show them something like this. You show them this. They met at an inter-school competition, became good friends. They are from different cities. It has been a month since then. Why? Because you are, so you get them to play the role first. So they are going to see what they are going to write about. So for the auditory and visual learners, it becomes real. Okay. So the teacher gives them role cards. Okay. So you have 6 people in a group. You can create the role cards for each. I'll show you a sample. So you've given the situation. And then, they decide to write a letter to each other is what they are saying. Okay. Writes a letter to Ali. So talks about this, mentions this, shares this, tells Ali to register, ends the letter by using the line so and so and so. So you decide what is the role you want them to play. Do you want them to play this role? Do you just want to give these 2 lines first and see how they are going to make Tara act in this particular group of friends and so on? It's entirely up to the teacher, the creativity. And then you scaffold. Then you give some hints over here so that when the child is composing the letter, the child has the support, the follow the lead support. Okay. So you do a role play first. You've given them a situation like this. They are playing out the role. What usually happens, make it a real situation. They keep going for competitions. They've met at a birthday party. Okay. They've met in the park, whatever it is. Okay. Somebody is visiting somewhere and they've met and so on, because that the purpose is writing a letter. Okay. Then you have another kind of role play writing. Look at this. This is for the formal letters. What kind of a letter do you think this would be? What kind of a letter? This is letter. Sorry? Yeah, yes.
Order.
Yes.
Yes. Order, complaint.
Very good. So letter of complaint. Letter of order, probably. What did she do? But they are playing a role really first. You will make them do these roles first in class. Okay. And then letter of apology, if at all, So that's one way of going about it. Beg your pardon. And then another kind of a role play. So you've shown them this stimulus. And, this child speaks something to his mother or father as to what it is all about. Then the advice could be that please find out, etc., etc., etc. And then the letter of inquiry. So he makes a phone call and somebody from here responds. The role play is entirely, it works beautifully. And if I might say so, it's an integration with speaking skills as well. Okay. So role play writing, that works very well. Structure slips. So let me just make you read a particular letter here. Look at this letter, please. Just quickly skim, okay? Read this carefully. Just focus on the letter. Just skim, okay? It's from one of the books I had sort of written, so I feel comfortable taking what I've created already. So then the need of the hour and so on. Okay. So like Mrinal mentioned in the beginning, why can't we show them a model? Of course, you can show them a model. And then we come back to this. So what do I mean by structure slips? Once they've read something like that, so you've already given them an idea. Okay, they've read something like that. Now you tell them that you want them to reveal what they've understood from the letter. Now, if you look at this particular part, this is what we call a structure slip. In a lot of schools abroad, they just cut this slip on colored neon papers, and they print it and they make the child stick it in the margin when the child is writing. Okay, but you can use the worksheet. So you've said, what is the purpose of this letter that you've read? What do you feel about the topic? You can partially fill it up and you can get them going. And then it doesn't stop there. Then you say, now I want you to create a response to the letter that you have read. So they're doing it as again in pairs or in groups. Okay. So now this is the question you give. You say, write the letter to the editor. You say, include reasons and advantages. Use the structure slip, and then you give them the structure slip. Okay, so what are the elements that you will give? You will give these elements. And what will the children do? So they're just organizing. They are not beginning writing the letter. They are just organizing. Okay, so these are the answers that will come from them. They're just organizing. They needn't even put it in full sentences. And it works beautiful. And remember, there'll be more or less similar ideas, but they'll be different ideas. Okay, right? So structure slips, that works very well. Let's move to speaking skills. I love speaking skills. Everything moves faster now because it's easier. So you tell me, what am I showing here? What do you think I'm showing you here? What are these?
2 cards.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Thank you.
Different types of speaking, known as like interview and announcements and discussions, debate, summarize. Could be some different kinds of speaking, I should say.
Yeah.
Skills.
So these are your NCERT, CBSE learning
correct.
objectives.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. This is what has been mandated. I think this is class 6 or 7, 8.
This is grade 7,
class 9. Yeah. So see, it's all there. It's there. What are you supposed to teach your children? So if this is in class 6, it means the class 9 child should better be knowing what is already there in class 6 and 7 and 8. Right? And it's there in your learning outcomes, because teachers often keep wondering, what is it that we are supposed to make them do in speaking? Is it okay if they debate? Is it okay if they recite? Yeah, but hello, are you fulfilling the learning outcome? Does your child know how to make an announcement? Do they know how to take an interview? Can they introduce themselves as a speaker? Can they summarize? Can they use instructions and formulaic expressions? Can they discuss, present viewpoints, argue, compare, contrast? Can they do all of this? If your kids cannot do all of this, then you haven't done your job as a teacher. Because now we are moving towards competency-based education. So if you cannot fulfill the competence listed in the learning outcomes, then you haven't done your job. Okay? Just doing an assessment twice a year does not cut it. It's a skill. It has to be continuous. Okay? Yeah. So what are the features for speaking? We are going to really go, I just want to reach the pre-stage. Okay? All right. Very simple. So for pre, we need to know that we have exposed our kids to the following things. Have we exposed our kids to the following things? There is no point getting them to talk or do a role play or do this or that if these are not in place. Why are these important? Why are these important? Because this is what you are building as a skill. You don't want them to go yada, 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 yada. Oh, is the pronunciation correct? Is the intonation and stress correct? Is the language function correct? Do they know connected speech? Do they know turn taking? You have such a huge rubric given by the CBSE for 9s and 10s and 11s and 12s. The simplified version goes to classes 6, 7, and 8. So if you're not doing this, what are we doing? So a lot of fun with these can be done in the pre-speaking stage. Okay, I cannot get into details because this is not a session on speaking skills. We can have separate ones. Okay, now what else is involved in the pre-speaking activities? What do you do? Supposing you want them to speak, what do you do as the initial thing? What is the stimulus you give them? Anyone? Okay. So I would say thought and reflection and providing opportunity to students to plan and organize for speaking is what is involved in the pre-speaking stage. So therefore, what are the things that come in handy? Your textbooks. Okay. Why? Because they will give you situations and problems faced by the different characters. All right. Language prompts. Okay. I just showed you, in the previous one. Pictures, videos, short films, especially short films. Okay. Stories, comics, cartoons, headlines work beautifully. Short, sweet, fast. Issues, articles, reports, use them sparingly. Children don't like to read too much. Advertisements, either print or video. Okay. So I'm going to be showing you some examples. And what are we looking for? We are looking, in the outcomes that I showed you in the beginning. Self-intro, descriptions, questioning, requests and instructions, summarizing, announcing, discussing, opining, contrasting, analyzing. These are the things you want to teach them. Do they have the language to put all this? That is something you need to know. Okay. So these are the different stimulants. So you have a cartoon, you get them to talk about it. Okay. And you don't say, what do you see in the picture? What will you ask them based on this? What are they to talk about? What do you think you can ask? What is it that you can ask? Anyone?
Who are the characters here?
Okay. All right. Anything else? Remember, it's a speaking skill. You want them to have a discussion on something. So what would it be?
Dialogues.
Okay. So do you want them to take the conversation forward? Is that what you mean by dialogue? So it's a kind of a role play?
Yes, role play.
How did he feel? Or can it be like, ma'am, can you relate yourself with this?
Yes.
Or can you relate, and do you have any experience of something?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I want you to be able to address any one of these in capitals. What are you training them for? Are you just wanting them to talk, or are you training them for a particular thing? I said that I want a discussion.
Discussion, right.
Yes. So what will you ask them to discuss here?
Have you ever been in a situation like this?
How is that a discussion?
Important.
No, they relate.
You're not
They relate,
describing.
ma'am.
Ma'am, impact of tech-savvy education.
Yeah.
Yes.
Impact
So, very
of
good.
tech-savvy education.
Yes, yes. So when you want a discussion, you will give a topic. Okay. So this is just to help them understand what your topic is. So they will first talk about this. They will share with each other. They will giggle. And then you give them a topic and they start. Okay. So something like that. You have headlines which work very, very well for expressing opinions or prediction. Do they know the language of prediction? Look at this. What do you think this is about? Everybody? What do you think it is about?
Learning?
It's about the downside of
It's
online learning.
No. This one. Super Babe.
Super Babe. Yes.
Yeah.
Something related to models.
To models. Yeah. Well, Super Babe. Yeah. So it's really good. So this is you're teaching them prediction. So you'll probably say, I think they need to use these. I think it is about, according to me, perhaps this is the kind of language you want them to use. Okay. So our kids are focused on the content. They forget the language. And speaking is about a certain language that you are presenting. By the way, this is about the first test tube baby. Just saying. Okay. So when you're taking headlines, take these kinds. Okay. So that you could get them to predict. Then you have something like this, which you can use for a role play. Yeah, I'm sure you already do that, but you've already given them a context. So they would be doing a role play, but they're only speaking, not really acting. You could show them something like this, ask them to compare and contrast, okay? Or ask them to give their opinion, or ask them to describe. Okay. Yeah. So this is the Karni Mata temple. Look at this. These are actual rats. So what's the story behind it? What do you think is the story behind it? So narration, description, etc. Okay. Then you have something like this. This is from the textbook. So using textbook pictures for prediction as well. What do you think the story is about? What is happening here? What really is the picture showing? Okay, so they already have that in their head. Okay, then compare and contrast. Same brand, 2 advertisements. Same brand, 2 advertisement. I really like this one because it is such a no in the current scenario. Okay, so look at the difference. Compare and contrast. Okay, your language prompts. In one of the sessions, just share the language prompts. Tell them that they need to know this and then tell them agree or disagree. Okay, give them a stimulus, get them to do something like this. Train them to do interviews. Say, imagine that you have to interview Devendra Jhajaria. Okay, take issues. Okay, what are the kind of questions you would like to ask? So questioning is a skill. Okay, so you're using all of this as pre-speaking, getting them to prepare. What are the kind of questions? Will they research this particular person? Of course, Greta Thunberg. Okay, school strike for climate, etc. And then maybe perhaps a video. Let me showcase one for you. Everybody, could you note down something? A short film. That is one of my favorites, which you could use in your classroom. It's beautifully done. The fisherwoman and the tuk-tuk, I think. You can write down fisherwoman and the tuk-tuk. Okay. So let me just show you this one. Yeah. I'm sure most of you already know this.
मम्मी नाराज तो होने ही वाली। वो तो चाहती कि मैं डॉक्टर ही बनूं। इसने हॉलीडेज खत्म और बोर्डिंग स्कूल शुरू। एक दिन भी एक्स्ट्रा रुकने नहीं दिया। मम्मी भी ना। मम्मी ने अपनी लाइफ अपने आप ही बनाई। 18 साल की थी जब उनके फादर ने उन्हें घर से निकाल दिया। अकेले रहने का तो सोचने से भी डर लगता है। मैंने अपने पापा को कभी देखा नहीं और मेरी असली माँ वो बहुत बीमार रहती थी। उनके बारे में सिर्फ एक ही दिन याद है जो मैं कभी भुला नहीं पाती। एक दिन कुछ लोग आए और उन्हें एम्बुलेंस में ले गए। फिर वो कभी वापस ही नहीं आई। फिर एक दिन मम्मी आई। बहुत प्यार से मुझे अपनी गोद में बिठाया और मुझे अपने घर ले गई। तबीयत खराब थी तो पूरी रात मेरे साथ बैठी रही। सुबह मम्मी ने एक सुंदर सी रेड फ्रॉक पहनाई, मेरे लिए ढेर सारे चिप्स बनाए। मम्मी के साथ 10 साल हो गए। अब तो मम्मी कम और दोस्त ज्यादा बन गई। संडे हम दोनों का फेवरेट दिन है। बालों में तेल लगाने के बाद दोपहर में मेरा फेवरेट लंच कड़ी चावल और रात में हॉरर फिल्म। डर लगता है पर मम्मी होती है ना तो नहीं लगता। ये है मेरी मम्मी, है ना प्यारी? मम्मी ने लाइफ में इतने प्रॉब्लम्स देखे, कितना कुछ सहा है, पर फिर भी उन्होंने हमेशा मेरा ख्याल रखा है। सिविक्स बुक में तो लिखा है कि सबके लिए बेसिक राइट सेम होते हैं, फिर मम्मी को क्यों नहीं है?
All right. So something like that could be an amazing stimulant. It's an advertisement. Like I said, you could put it in the form of video because it ends with a question. Okay. So you ask them to discuss, or you ask them to talk or give their opinion. Do they agree, disagree? Can they opine? Can they do turn taking if you're doing it in a group and you are monitoring when it's happening? So it is just about ideas. You're not examining them. You're not doing anything. So you've shown the video. That's your pre. Okay, right? Let's move towards reading and listening. This is really quick because this is something you already know. Okay, let's look at reading. So for non-fiction, I would say in the pre-reading stage, what do you usually do? You have a warm-up, right? Am I right? Would someone like to tell me what kind of warm-ups they do in the reading stage? Anything that you do in the warm-up or the lead-in part of reading? Anyone?
Look at the picture and, try to identify what the characters are.
Very good. Very good. Yes. Anything else? Explain the title.
Prediction also, whatever they can guess from the title.
Yes. Yes. Ravinder, you were saying something?
Yes, ma'am. If we can say, if you were there or if you were the same situation, what will you do?
So, Ravinder, if we say if you were in the same situation, it will work beautifully after the lesson. Okay, because they do not know who the characters are. In the pre-reading, this is before the lesson. Okay, so when you have non-fiction, you could do things like quizzes. It's very good. Divide the class in two. Make it team 1, team 2. This works very well because it's quick, it's nice. And then you already have, for example, there is a chapter on a particular personality or a particular part of the country or a particular process, a particular manufacturing thing in our country, anywhere in the world, a phenomena. So the teacher gives questions, okay? And the teacher jumbles the answers and gives that sheet also to team 2. So team 1 asks the question, team 2 gives the answers, okay? And they note down their answers and later on they check. Then the roles reverse and the questions are asked by team 2. And so a separate set of questions. So even if you have 5 questions, now what has this done for the child? So you simply say, okay, I'm not telling you the answers. You'll have to read to tell me how many marks have been scored and which team is the winner. So you are giving them a purpose to read. They will enjoy reading. There are several pre-reading strategies, but they have become quite common now. So I'm not getting into all of those. I'm sharing this with you. There's another one which I really like, speed chatting. It is inspired from speed reading. Matthew, can we take another 5-10 minutes?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Yeah, yes. Okay. So you have speed chatting, which is like speed dating, So, you show them a stimulant, okay, and you know that your chapter is probably about conservation or the planet or green or reuse, recycle, etc. So you've shown them a stimulant. And as a teacher, you probably write, 2-3 of these things. And you look at the rows of your class. They're sitting in pairs. So the first row, are the questioners and their partners would become the answer gang. Okay. So based on the stimulus, the questioners have to create a question. Do you think, but something connected to this? Would you, something connected to this? What if, something? Non-Googleable answers, non-Googleable questions, not easily found on Google. Okay. So would you? So it's a personalized response. So they've asked these questions. Now, what happens is this person has asked one question. This person is ready with another. This person is ready with another. and then the next person is ready with another in that row. But these people keep shifting. So number one goes to the second position, the second person goes to the third position, the third person comes to the one. So what is happening? One particular child answers so many questions on the same topic, and then you reverse the roles. These become the questioners and this becomes the answer gang. What has happened? Before your chapter, you have already started the idea in their head. So you've activated their schema. Whatever is there to know, these kids, and it's happening simultaneously in your whole class, you know, because your rows are involved. So that's a great way if it's non-fiction. Sometimes you feel that I don't do fiction a lot because a lot of you are experts at that. So I don't, but this can be done even for fiction. Connect the sentences. So the teacher puts up 3 sentences of the chapter. So you actually take sentences from the chapter and you dictate them or you put them on the board. The teacher asks, how are these sentences connected? So we do prediction by the title, we do prediction by the pictures, but this is another way to get them to start thinking critically and creatively. Okay. And then the student pairs predict. Okay. And then they share it with the pair behind them. And finally, they have to read the text to figure out whether their predictions were correct. Okay. This can be done in a different way for poetry and fiction. You could connect the words. You could have a wordle and tell them, what do you think the poem is about? Okay. You could have this for stories where you take certain keywords and create this wordle, and they will have to figure out what the story is. So it works beautifully. Okay. Listening. I need for you to focus on this. We are going to take 5 minutes and we are going to wrap up for Matthew. Okay. In case we get logged out, you know what to do. So we need to remember these 2 things. Interest factor, entertainment factor, cultural accessibility, density, you know, how big, how many words have you put together in that text, and the language level. Is it simple or not? You have to remember when you decide on a listening piece. Okay. All right. When we have a separate session on listening skills, I will actually be able to train you on how to create these pieces for yourselves. Okay. For the delivery, you need to remember that, you know, the language functions that are used, giving instructions, suggestions, at least it is familiar for the child. Okay. Criticizing may not be familiar for a class 5 or 6 or a 7 child. Okay. It's a higher level kind of a speech act. Okay. Discourse structures, you know, cause and effect, arguments, you know, while, even though, you know, the discourse markers used, are they very much in place according to the level? The quality of recordings, accent and speed of delivery. You need to remember all this. Don't just pick up things from anywhere and put it across. You are just doing a formality. You're not really training them with the skill. Okay. The listening materials. You should be familiar with what the children are going to hear. It should be on your tips. So these are the things you need to be thinking of. How many people are speaking? What different accents do you hear? What is the topic? Do you notice any language that students might find challenging? It's very important. Okay. Now, the pre. What do you think is the way to conduct it? A lot of us just play a recording and we say, okay, fill a worksheet. But that is not what it is. Okay. I needed for you to actually figure out, but we don't have the time. So I'll show you the actual steps. So you set the scene, you tell them, okay, we are ready. You pre-teach any vocab, any kind of difficult vocabulary in the listening piece. You pre-teach that vocab. You set the question for the gist task. I am not at liberty to explain what it is right now because it's not a listening skills session. Maybe next time. You make them listen, then you pair up, you compare the answers. You're not giving the answers. Always pair up, always a peer check. you monitor the students, then you share the answers, confirm the answers, then you set a new task. So in the same piece, you're doing it 2 times, 2 different tasks. Okay, the recording has been stopped and then it has played again after this process has been done. This is when you're training them for listening skills, not when you're examining them. Okay, then you listen, again a pair check, and then there is always a follow-up activity when you train for listening skill. Always a follow-up activity. Okay, what are the 2 stages of pre-listening? Very quick. This, where you show them something to test their background knowledge, and then you teach them unfamiliar or difficult vocabulary. Okay. So please remember, make them look at some pictures, etc., to recall what they already know. And please train them on some difficult grammar or vocabulary that the speakers might be using. It is not a test of language, it is a test of listening. So this should not become a problem for them. All right? Yeah. And the activities that you can do in pre-listening, show them some images, ask them to write some pre-listening comprehension questions based on the topic. Okay, if this is the topic, what are the kind of questions that you have in mind about this topic? You can draw word webs. You can give partially filled graphic organizers. Okay, you can paste posters around the classroom, divide the students in small groups. Students go to the poster related to the topic of the listening skill, and then they talk about it. So you're basically checking what they already have in their mind. You're bringing it in front of the brain so that when they are listening, they are in a good space and they'll be able to write the answers properly. Okay, yeah. Time for questions. And with that, I am going to stop sharing and come back to you. Yes. Anything. First of all, tell me, are you going to take back something of value when you go back from here? First, answer that for me.
So great value, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Ma'am.
Amazing session.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It was amazing as ever. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Always when we
The amount of content that you cover. The amount of content that Ruchi ma'am covers, which shows that, you know, she is full of knowledge. I think you are the best in India. Nobody can beat you.
No, please. Yes, Nina. Saying something, Nina?
You have to unmute yourself, Nina. You are on.
Because I unmuted because more than the words, I want to show an action, and this is.
Yes.
So, what is the one thing that you will immediately want to use? What is the one thing that you would immediately want to use or put into practice?
The role play part for the writing section. And
yes.
That's
it works very well when you're
face
face to face. Let me tell you that. It works very well when you're face to face. Yeah.
Ruchi ma'am, we are about to log out. So
thank you, Ruchi. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ruchi ma'am.
We'll come back.
Okay, we'll have 10 minutes. Those who want to have questions. Yeah, please join back for 10 minutes.
Matthew, I'll be in touch with you for further workshops.
Please stay in the group. We'll have more sessions. Those who are not in